tonight we're doing seasonal favorites and we're doing sandwiches. And we're doing more than sandwiches, we're doing grilled sandwiches or paninis. Lots and lots of fun. I got hooked into this particular first sandwich, the Cuban, when we were doing garden fair this past year up in Abingdon. A friend of mine, we made just thousands of paninis, and people just absolutely adored them. So I wanted to give it a try myself with making my own braised pork. It's like a double pig sandwich. There's a pork and then there's a ham, and I've used, of course, my pet ham in the deli, which is ham off the bone by Hormel. It's a smoked ham. So now we'll get started. Now, what that says, your recipe says pork shoulder. You can use whatever you want. The first one that I made tonight, that I made when I first came in this afternoon, was a sirloin, a pork sirloin that had the bone in. Great price. It's $1.99 a pound, so you can get it cheap. And I got a 2-pound one of those, and I came in and I butchered out the bone. Of course, I put it in the broth as well. So, you know, and then. So what this here is a boneless pork roast. There's not that many of us, so I had another batch earlier, so I'm going to make this one now. We're going to do it in a pressure cooker. How many people have pressure cookers? How many people use pressure cookers? Yay. This pressure cookers now don't blow up unless you mean them to. But on the average, they don't blow up, and this can go from raw to sandwiches in 23 minutes. I do a lot of vegetarian cooking in this thing. I take it with me everywhere I go. Honest to goodness, I do. Any place that I've got a cooktop, I take my pressure cooker, because I can make beans in 17 minutes from dry to chili. So I love this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start it. I'm going to start the pressure cooker, just the pot, on a medium, on number 6. And I'm going to do a 1-2 count of olive oil. So it's just 2 swirls of olive oil. And this is a boneless sirloin pork roast. It's a little more expensive. This is $4.39 a pound versus the $1.99 a pound. And I'm still going to tie it because I like it to be compact when it comes out of the cooker. So this is a really simple tying. I do this with pork loins and pretty much anything I do with meat, I'll tie it. Try to get all the outside pieces in, so there's like a single thickness. Okay. Right. So now that's nice, and it's a nice little package. This is warming up, and what I have here are the spices, and they go on the roast and in the pot. So what I want to do first is salt and pepper, and I put salt and pepper together in this little ramekin. This is garlic. It's not been minced or anything. It's just big chunks. It's just been smashed a little bit. This is a bunch of cumin and a bunch of oregano. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix that together, and I'm going to pat this on the roast. So I'm going to rub it. I don't know if you guys could smell that when you came in tonight. Yeah. I'm going to try to get that on as much as possible. You can use a big bowl. A big bowl is really a good idea to do this on too. So I sort of knead it in, and then salt and pepper. Okay. Now the oil is heating up pretty well. It's kind of to the simmer. So I'm going to go ahead and add garlic cloves, 4 slightly bruised garlic cloves. The red pepper, as much or as little as you want. And I'm just going to let that sizzle for just a minute.
Is that red pepper hot?
Yeah, it's crushed red pepper flakes. But I've only used like 4, okay, so it's not real hot. So you just let that sizzle and infuse the oil, literally infuse the oil for just a minute. There's the pickles and oranges. While that's infusing, I'll come over here on a clean board. Just got garlic on it, and get the lime juice ready, rather, sorry. This is orange juice, a cup of orange juice. It's my reamer.
Was that your own creation?
What?
Was that your own creation to use that?
I think people have done this forever, but yeah. I'd use spoons. I use whatever I can find. And these are these odd limes that have no seeds in them, so they don't. I don't have to worry too much about them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this pork roast in here now. And I want to brown that up a little bit, along with the onion. This is a sliced onion. This is so good, you guys. You want to make sure you don't have a cheapo whisk when you do this. If you have a cheapo whisk, it's just going to cave, you know, like a bad politician. So you don't want that. So you want to have a kind of a sturdy whisk or a real juicer. That's always nice too. So this is just browning. So we're just browning these onions, and we're browning the roast. Just a little bit. Just to caramelize it just a little bit. And give it a flip. You see that? Okay. What? Yeah, everyone downstairs is going, hey, what's that smell? What is that smell? So you just want to start the sugars coming up a little bit in in the onions. And again, we're on medium. Now I'm going to add the orange juice and the lime juice. I mixed them together. All right. I'm going to get a cup of water here. This is the this is for the broth. And this is the better than bouillon broth, chicken broth, which I use all the time. I just trust it. I know what's in it. And it's concentrated. You add water, and it lasts a long time. And then that goes in.
Where do they have that chicken broth?
Down in the broth section of the store, but down, you know, the natural and the gourmet parts of the shelves of the grocery stores are bowed out. Sort of, they're not flat. They've actually got a bowed out relief. And that's where this is. They move it a lot, though. You know how they do resets, so.
Does that have to be refrigerated?
Yeah. Once it's open, it needs to be refrigerated. Okay, and then I'll drop in the 2 bay leaves. Blop, blop. And I'm going to wait for a couple minutes until it comes up to the boil. And then I'm going to lock her down and set my timer. Anyone have any questions so far about the... It's a pretty simple braise. Have I left anything out? Okay. Sometimes when it gets really simple, I think, oh, have I left anything out? But no.
You could use the regular salt if you didn't have any kosher, right?
Oh, yeah.
But not use as much.
I did. I just used regular. I mean, I used sea salt. It has less. It supplies iodine, but it's just not. It's not as processed. So it's really yummy. And then cracked pepper. Cracked pepper. Okay, so this bad boy is coming up to a boil. I'm going to take it up to high, or high-ish. I'm going to set the lid on. This is a Fagor, F-A-G-O-R, duo cooker. And I've had it for many years now. But it's got two levels of release. I always keep it on 2, and then but I rarely, whenever I do pressure cooking, I don't know about you guys, but whenever the time is up on the pressure cooker, I move it off of the heat, and then I set it for another 10 minutes so the pressure comes down by itself. There's this great movie. It's called Chef. I don't know if anyone's seen it here. Oh my gosh. So that movie Chef, have you seen it, Jared?
John Favreau.
Yes, you've seen it. Did I tell you to see it? It's a wonderful movie, but that's what got me involved in Cuban sandwiches. Is this particular movie, and I just thought I'd bring it up to Southwest Virginia for the evening. So, who's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Again, these are these great brioche buns that are new downstairs. They're like challah, like they're very eggy. They're not like Cuban bread at all, but it's still pretty cool. See how nice and golden they are? You guys can see this even though I don't have the overhead, right? Let me move stuff. Pressure cooker's going really well. Okay. Move this to the side. The Cuban sandwich is a giant street food, and everybody makes them differently. And needless to say, a girl from North Carolina is not going to make it like the people in Miami do. But I'll give it a good old college try. Okay, so I have the Cuban braised pork that I made this afternoon. I have pickles. I have Dijon mustard. I have the smoked ham down in the deli. This is Hormel ham off the bone, my favorite ham. And this is the wrong cheese. This is the cheese I want. This is cheddar. I'm using that for a different sandwich. This is our famous Paninis. It looks like Heine's. Swiss cheese. So good. So good. And I slice this. It's funny because, you know, I work at the deli. And, you know, people just come up, they have to have their cheese sliced. And I tell them, I said, do you have a grater at home? Because if you have a grater at home, you have a cheese slicer on your grater at home. Like, really? And it's going to be kind of thick, and you actually use this side of the grater. This one, if you have a box grater, it's actually on the same side as all the other things are. But so you have to actually flip this one so it doesn't grate, it actually slices. And it's not bad. You get a slice like that. But still, it's a lot easier than trying to cut it with a knife. So do you guys make sandwiches a lot in the summer? Well, I'm so glad you came anyway. No, we don't really make sandwiches. Well, these aren't cooking things. You know, you can actually wrap these up and put them in the fridge. You know, the freezer, and come back later for them. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Is everybody okay with Dijon mustard? And I do kind of both sides of things. I don't want anything to get neglected.
So what's that I hear sizzling? Is that
That is Mr. Pressure Cooker. Monsieur Pressure Cooker. Okay. The mustard, the cheese. Cheese comes next on the bottom. So there's a whole bunch of different flavors going on here. There's a soft cheese. This is a Swiss cheese, and it's very, but it's a nice Swiss. It's like I said, it's my favorite. I've used this for a long time, and I use this a lot during the Christmas season when we were making appetizers and things. Okay, cheese first. Then I think it's pickles. These are Wickles pickles, and these are in that rounded part of the gourmet part again of the pickle aisle, and it's because it doesn't have any high fructose corn syrup. So it's raining again. This is going to be a great night for sandwiches. Okay. Mary, you've got to get a pressure cooker. Yeah, those are the kind you can with. This one you cook more you cook with. Do you? Yeah. So then you put a bunch of pickles on this guy. And these pickles are kind of spicy. They're Wickles pickles.
spicy hot?
A little bit. Are you opposed to spicy hot?
No, I can deal with it.
It's not. They're not really bad.
You say Wickle pickle?
Yeah. Wickles. They're very, very, very tasty. Okay, then the pork. This is the braised pork. Yum. Woo, is it coming down out there? Okay, and then the ham. What? Well, I'm going to put them in the grill. So what will happen is the cheese, I'm going to put a little more cheese on top of here. And then everything gets stuck. Everything gets stuck together. In a perfect world. What? You weren't talking to me, were you? Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to. What?
We all brought subs for a meeting the
Uh
other night.
huh.
I said that would have been a nice one.
Yeah, it would have. Especially if you have a grill. Yeah, I don't. You know, it might be good cold. I've never tried them cold before. I think that's it. Okay. is a giant. Woof! Get out of here. I'm putting olive oil in the pan. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make another kind of sandwich while we're waiting for the olive oil to heat up. Does it? You can see from there? Good. This sandwich that I'm going to put together now is I made it again from the braise of before, from the same pork braise. But this time I used the braising liquid, which looks like this. I don't know, can you see it? It's a braising liquid. Okay, looks like this. And sorry, take it around. Okay, so this is the braising liquid. This is what it looks like when it comes out of the pot. Okay, and it's beautiful. And so what I did was I put it in a pot. I wanted to make a barbecue sauce with the braising liquid. So I put it in the pot. So this is, you saw this. This is nice citrusy. So it's like a citrusy barbecue sauce. I put like a tablespoon of, this is another one of those things, I never use, I'm sorry you guys, I don't use recipes all that much. So I put in some apple cider vinegar, red pepper flakes, a little more, and some brown sugar, and I let that reduce until it becomes this really nice sauce that will moisten this is the pulled pork, and it'll moisten that. Put this in here too. So it makes it really nice and juicy. Okay. Then go ahead and put these in the pan. Make sure your pan's fairly clean on the bottom. So now this has these great braised onions in here, and it has the pork, and it has the citrusy braising liquid, a little bit more spice, and a little sweetness to it. So it makes a really nice little barbecue sauce. Yeah, I thought about doing that because it's like I don't want to go and get a barbecue sauce for this. I don't want to ruin the.
You had to do something.
I know. I still got a lot too. So these are onions that I sautéed. This is a red onion that I sliced and sautéed. I'll put that on here. I want to make sure nothing is burning mightily. This looks like pancakes. You can't see this, you guys, but it does. It looks like pancakes. Can you see that, sort of? I think it's because of the eggy brioche. All right. That's got to melt down. I've got this on medium low right now. So I always think it's fun to have multi-purpose meat. So if you have like if you have a roast or something, and I think it's nice to have different things that you can do with the meat. You know, not just one thing like the Cubans. But it also depends on how many people you have. You know, you might have enough people that you can make just a whole bunch of Cubans. And they'll go, ooh, ah. Ooh, ah. You can have your own little panini party and have a whole bunch of different fixings and, you know, cold cuts, nice cold cuts. Then is the cheddar cheese. Now this is Cabot cheddar, similar to which I shredded with the grater. The Cabot cheddar is really wonderful because, again, it doesn't have any hormones or that, so there's no GMOs in this cheese. So we don't have to worry about having our hormones go all wacky just because of what we're eating. So I press the cheese in pretty well because I want it to get all gooey all through the sandwich. Damn, that's hot. Oh, okay, get that over. Does that look good to you guys? Does that look fun?